Good morning, friends. It is another wonderful Saturday morning here in Estacado, Oregon. I'm here at the sawmill, and today I've got 2 pieces of wood to make. A few weeks ago, a friend from high school contacted me and said that her and her husband are building a home in Maupin, which is in central Oregon. It's on the Deschutes River. It's a really big spot for whitewater rafting. And she asked if I had the materials to make a couple of posts for their new house. So what they're looking for are 2 posts, 14-inch square, so 14-inch by 14-inch by, one of them 12 feet tall, the other one 9 feet tall. I gave her the friends and family discount price quote, and she responded with, we'd feel more comfortable if we paid 2.5 times that much. So I responded politely, I want you to feel comfortable. So today I'm going to pull some Douglas fir. I've got a log that came from my mom's house a few years ago. You may have seen that video. I do have a log behind me that I could get both posts out of one log, but it's too big for the mill, so I don't feel like fighting it that hard. So I'm going to dig out the first log over here, get it up on the mill, knock out a post so that I can post this video about posts. All right, I was trying to roll that a little farther this way, but I think it looks good where it's at. So we've got 31 inches by 34 inches on the big end, 26 by 28 on the small end. We're just over 13 feet long, which is good because there's a little rot pocket here on the end. I'm going to flatten the side, roll it 180 so that I've got a flat side on these rollers, and then I can move it forward with ease. And we will get started laying out the most beautiful post that's been posted. All right, now if you look, I'm not sure how it translates on the camera, but there's a good bit of flare right at the end of this log. And that's why I like to put the big end at the saw head end of the mill. That way I know that if I clear here, I should clear the rest of the way. If you get it the other way around, you can be sawing along and all of a sudden you get to this flare out and you're stuck. It's a bear sometimes. Now I've also got some room down this side that I can scoot the log over a little bit. If I lower these dogs down, I can slide the log over and gain a little clearance on the other side of the saw head. Much better. Now, because I've got so much flare, I'm going to have to flip it over again at least one more time to get this whittled down to something that I can actually make a pass all the way down and have a 14-inch wide cant on the other end. Single dot in it. So I'm going to slab down 1.5 inch thick material at 1 5/8 that I can later rip down into 2x for other projects until I get down to the 14x14 cant I'm looking for. I need to go grab my tractor, put the forks on. I'm going to park this slab over with the other ones and set it aside until I need to mill it into something smaller. Now on this side of the log, I'm seeing a little discoloration in the sapwood. This is probably the underside of the log. It's been sitting for a couple of years. I've got plenty of space to take my post out of this side. I'm going to focus on doing that and see if we can get out of this sapwood. It's not soft by any means, but it's just a little off color. So I'm going to flip this 90 degrees, get to where we're 14 inches across here, and then I'll take everything out of this side of the log. Now, I think it's worth noting, I bought this sawmill back in August of 2018, and I'm still working with the battery that came with this mill. It still works. I don't push it. I typically like to have the engine running when I'm running the hydraulics, but it's still working. I saw a spark at the end of that last cut. Hopefully it was just a rock or something. Looks like I got just about exactly 14. Still 20 there. 22.25 there. Let's look for any other imperfections we might be trying to avoid. All right, I think I'll roll it up 90 degrees and get this side square with the top. All right, guys, let's take a moment to appreciate this absolutely amazing 2x18 completely clear piece of Douglas fir. Absolute awesome piece of wood. Okay, well, I've got this milled down pretty close, well, within reason, 15.5 by 16.5. I am going to pull this off the mill and set it aside, and I'm going to get the other log up here and break it down to a similar sized cant, and then I'm going to put a fresh blade on and go through both of them to cut them down to the final size, just so that I have nice, I mean, it's cutting beautifully, but they're giving me top dollar for these, so I am going to go ahead and give them a top quality product with the brand new blades. I'm going to take these slabs and set them aside. I'll go ahead and mill these into 2x6s sooner than later so that I don't have any warping or checking of these big boards when they start to shrink. Get them into good usable lumber and set them aside and let them dry. Gosh, that's pretty though, man. I hate to make 2x6s out of such pretty wood. Wood-Mizer says the #1 way guys damage their sawmills is with another piece of machinery. This one is a little bit shorter. I think it's just over 10 feet long. We're 27 by 32. 27 by 27. So little taper on the oblong end. Let's make it square. And my lube bottle is just about out, so I'll run down and fill that up real quick. Alright guys, well, I've swapped out the blade. I'm fairly close on dimension here on this shorter log. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down to their finished dimensions. Whatever I end up with, I end up with. I'm going to put you guys on time lapse and we'll get this project finished up. Well guys, I had to take you off a speed video here. I don't know that I like this one. This one's cut down to dimension, but you can see these pitch seams here and on top. And it's leaking pitch. I'm probably going to end up having to redo this one. I'm not certain that this won't come apart eventually, so I'm going to get it off the mill, get the other one up here, get it down to size, and figure out what I'm going to do. All right, well, this is supposed to be my 12-foot post, but if this rot goes more than a foot up into this, it's going to become my 9-foot post because I've only got about 1.5 feet I can cut off of this. So I'm going to trim about 10 inches off, see what happens, and go from there. Bummer. Probably should have checked that first, but well, if this hopefully this doesn't go farther than the 9 feet because it's a really nice chunk of wood. Some really fancy firewood. Oopsies. Well, just ruined that one. I didn't release the clamp before I lifted it up, and I just ripped the side out of it. Ever have one of those days where you should just stop? I think that's my day today. On the bright side, there's still a ton of good lumber in this piece. Basically, it's looking like I'm going to be redoing everything I've done today so far. Well, guys, I ended up being successful milling up 2 more posts out of 2 different logs. I have a pile of flitches that I'm going to mill down into lumber because I'm going to get started on an office on the mezzanine in my shop. My hope is to have it all drywalled, sealed up, finished for this winter. A big part of the reason for my break in videos this year, on top of being super busy, is that my computer was just not having it anymore. The software wouldn't update. It would take probably 5 times longer to edit a video than it should. So I've ordered a new computer. It's going to be here in a week. New monitor. I'm shooting this on a new iPhone. I bought new software. I've invested about $4,000 so far into my editing capabilities, so hopefully you'll see that. Stick around. In a couple days I've got a review coming up that my son is helping me with. If nothing else, it should be pretty entertaining. So I'm going to finish up this video. I'm going to start shooting on some lumber milling here. I appreciate you watching, and we will see you soon.